Body drop, welcome home in the comment section for Ninjaman, my people. Get this video to 1,000 likes, my people. Subscribe to the channel, share the video. Before I go this time, I go play this phone though. No need for gun away. Stay tuned, listen to this.
Prime Minister attempt to vilify the PMP by highlighting average inflation from 1989 to 2007. He, however, fails to highlight the global economic context, including oil price shocks, trade liberalization mandates, structural adjustment from the IMF, and they also fail to acknowledge that food inflation, which is the level of inflation affecting the majority of people, is at 7.4%. This highlights a persistent and significant burden on household budgets, especially for low and middle income Jamaicans, even while headline inflation remained within the BOJ target. Indeed, in our Parliament, in this Senate, I have made 3 presentations asking for a targeting of food inflation as well as a targeting of overall inflation. Because there are times that the overall inflation disguises the suffering of the average individual who don't spend on the entire basket that exists. They have never...
One thing I can't take from me.
So the food inflation is outside the target levels of inflation. Therefore, a large proportion of our society whose income is directed mainly to consumption of food is not being addressed by what is being posited by the inflation rate. The next level of lies that we're told would have been debt to GDP. This graph that I'm showing you is the exact same graph that was presented by
Share the video with people, like the video for DAMION CRAWFORD one time.
I'll give him the doctor until I hear further information. But Prime Minister Doctor, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Now let us look at the realities. The President they seek to sell this argument that the JLP are the great debt managers and the PMP is loose with the management of debt. They seek to sell that argument. Well, we have not bought that argument. Let's go to the other slide. Let's look at the debt to GDP. Every time you come and say you need to check, you don't check. Check and come back, man. In 1962, the PMP handed the baton to the JLP. It's important for students to know that self-governance and independence are 2 different things. That before independence, we were governing ourselves and both the PMP and the JLP existed. The PMP handed over the baton in 1962 at 20% debt to GDP. 20%.
Brilliant, man.
At the end of the JLP's first term, Bustamanti term, and I think you shared that term, Sangsa got a piece of it. So now I give it because it's not so good. It moved to double 40%.
Brilliant.
So therefore, these great debt managers' debt in that period moved from where they got it at 20% to 40%. We then, if you wake up and think you know more economics than me, go back to sleep.
So I'm not going to waste some more on the time, everybody. Before we get to the breaking, the good news for Ninjaman, type welcome home in the comment section. Feed my people. We're going to touch this because DAMION CRAWFORD is now saying that the Prime Minister is lying to the people of Jamaica. And before me touch this, I'll drop a like on the video, my people. Share the video, subscribe to the channel, of course. And do you think that DAMION CRAWFORD would make an excellent Prime Minister? Do you think that DAMION CRAWFORD would make an excellent Prime Minister? Yes or no? Would he make a good Prime Minister? Yes or no? Can't take the fact that he is a brilliant mind. But not everybody were brilliant fit for lead. And everybody fit leadership role, even if them smart and intelligent. But what you say? Talk to me in the comment section, everybody. And let's get to this right now. CRAWFORD rips into PM's budget presentation. Now, Opposition Senator DAMION CRAWFORD on Friday ripped into the Prime Minister budget presentation, declaring it is filled with lies, fake news, and attempt at gaslighting, is what he says. Now, CRAWFORD made the charge as the Senator debate and passed the Appropriation Bill 2025, which outlines how the government plans to spend $1.6 trillion allocated in the 2025-26 estimates of expenditure. Okay, Crawford, who titled, of course, his nearly 1 hour and 45 minutes presentation, Truth and Democracy, said he chose the topic because the government's debate has been shrouded in lies, fake news. He accused the government of lying about inflation, poverty, crime, and FinSac, among other matters. Now, according to Crawford, the Prime Minister's use of a graph in his budget presentation in the House of Representatives on March 20 showed the People's National Party run up inflation to 2,249% between 1989 and 2007 when it formed the government. Did not tell the full story, is what he says. No, he argued that Holness failed to acknowledge that no prior administration has been in office for such a long period. He also said that to compare Jamaica with the United States, which averaged an inflation rate of 2.9% during the same period when Jamaica was averaging 18.5%, or 6.3 times higher than the United States, was disingenuous. Andrew, you can't compare Jamaica to the US. No way, shape, or form. No way. Maybe that's why left that to our next story. He failed to have done sufficient analysis to recognize in September 2007 to December 2011, which was the JLP, Jamaica Labour Party, in government. They averaged 12.3% inflation relative to the United States 1.5%. That's 8.2 times higher what is in the United States, said Crawford. So, Andrew Holness, not only people say your budget presentation was a gimmick, but Damion Crawford is saying that you're a liar, misleading the people, and that it is shrouded in misinformation. That's what he says. Drop a like on the video, everybody. Share the video, of course. Let's get to know some Ninjaman news for you quickly. You understand? Before we close off the video, the date has been set. June 2nd, I will give you intricate details on what is going to happen to Ninjaman. Everybody drop a like on the video. Welcome home, Ninjaman, everybody. Because lies are strongly arguing that he's innocent and that he's going to come home. Condolences goes out to Valerie Roberts, some people. Now they're saying that the team is now going through the transcripts, noting the discrepancies and conflicting testimonies so that they can mount a formidable defense. Now, Ninjaman's appeal was impacted negatively by the sudden illness of Valerie Robertson, of course. Okay? Now, according to what is being said, based in an interview, right? Nita Robertson had pointed to the team's lengthy delays of the case, which had been 17 trial dates and 23 mentions before the court. It is alleged that on the day in question, March 2009, the now deceased Ricardo Johnson was in an incident. Now, according to the lawyers, my people, they are now saying an argument developed. Now, the trial is set to involve several witnesses, including one who testified that a group of men led by Ninjaman entered the yard. Now, the lengthy delays deprived him, listen, Ninjaman, of his ability, or alibi witness rather, and that it would have made a great difference. Instead, we had to challenge the credibility of the prosecution's witness without being able to produce witnesses to substantiate Ninjaman's argument that he was in Mandeville at the time of the incident. Now, the lawyers believe that Ninjaman's fame and past reputation weighed heavily on the decision of the 7-member jury. The Crown relied heavily on the concept of common design to infer that the 3 convicted men were acting together in a common design, which was amid the using of guns to cause grievous harm to the suspect. Alright? Now, the Dan Gargan was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in November 17, 2017. They're saying that this is going to happen right now, and this is the final situation of it, is that Ninjaman is going to be out on technicality because he has already served the time, and because of the lengthy delays, it is going to force the judge's hand. Yes. Drop a like on the video, my people. Share the video. We have more to come. Stay tuned. Down, gone away. Guidance Saturdays continues. I will be back.